All right, guys, here we go. It's Sunday. Almost Monday, man. Weekend's almost over with, but I'm enjoying it. Enjoying my day off. Well, my weekend off. Um, I'm tired of training camp. I really am. I'm so sick of training camp. There's always something. It's never. I wish that I can. When I haven't played Madden in a long time. I got tired of Madden because it was the same thing every year. I used to be a Madden guru, a Madden god. I think the last Madden I've ever played was Madden 2000 and maybe like 15 or something like that. And it was the same thing every year. I just got sick of it. Um, Too many animations, button mashing, all that crap. Um, but I remember I would be in the franchise mode and I could turn injuries off during the preseason. I mean, during like preseason training camp, all that stuff. I would turn injuries off because you would always get some major injury to a guy that you really, really need. And I got so sick of that, so I just turned it off. Um, this morning, see, I gotta have my frisbee with me. I got my ball and I got my frisbee to swat the wasp and shit. Back in the day, you used to sit outside and chill without shit fucking with you. Now these wasps and stuff, they're a lot more aggressive than they used to be growing up. And they get all in your face and all that shit, so I'm gonna swat the shit out there. But anyway, um, I just learned this morning that Jourdan Lewis, our starting, I read that he's our starting nickel DB now. Jourdan Lewis is a starting nickel DB. He hurt it. He had a high spring ankle injury yesterday or something like that, and he will miss practice um, next week. So if you guys didn't know that, Jourdan Lewis is out. Mike McCarthy said it was a high ankle sprain or something like that. Nothing really serious. He'll be back when the season's, obviously he'll be back and ready to go when the season starts, but he's going to take a week off and, he's had a great camp, yada, yada, yada. And that's why I'm getting tired of training camp because it's just too many damn injuries. It's just everybody gets hurt. Lyle Collins got into a car accident. Tyron Smith. We lost Gerald McCoy for the season. He was supposed to add to the best defensive line in football, and we lost him. Now we got Tristan Hill thinking he can come run the show, and we got to depend on our depth, which is good to have, but look what we got. It's just too much, too much. That's why everybody gets so pumped up about training camp and something to talk about, trying to get all these views and all this stuff. And look what we got to go through just to get to the regular season. We already don't have a preseason. Now we getting guys hurt left and right. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the hype, the overhype of the training camp. I'm sick of the one-handed grabs. I'm sick of, Anthony Brown's is this all shut down, and he might very well be, I guess Anthony Brown is our starting left corner because he's doing so well in camp. And I thought that Jourdan Lewis was going to step up and be our starting outside corner and Anthony Brown was going to remain in the slot at the nickel. But Anthony Brown is doing so well, and I'm glad he's doing well. Trust me and believe. But what I've seen up until now is what I have to go off of. You cannot let these highlights and stuff pump your head up. I'm serious. A lot of people are like, Anthony Brown's over. He's underrated. Yeah, but I've seen him get beat a lot. He's a lot better in the nickel. But outside, he just wasn't. He was, But I had my hopes up for Jourdan Lewis, but it looks like he's our starting nickel DB, and I'm okay with that, I guess, because he's pretty good in the nickel too. So he can make plays for us, and then the inside. Inside, we need the help too because that's the weakest part of the coverage zone on a defense, the inside. So okay, I guess I'll take him there. I'll take it. But that's pretty much all I had this morning, man. Nothing really big. I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit and just kind of sit out here and enjoy the weather. And, I did a live stream last night, so if you missed it, go back and check it out. It was, I talked about Tristan Hill, I talked about Tyron Smith, and the possibility of the Dallas Cowboys maybe, restructuring his contract to maybe bring somebody else in. And I talked about Earl Thomas. And let me go ahead and touch on Earl Thomas, since everybody's getting their hopes up. You know what? Now that I think about it, man, I don't want Earl Thomas here. I don't. Once again, I don't. I didn't last time because it was nothing but trouble. He probably wanted too much money, and we weren't willing to, you know, we don't pay secondary guys big time money like that. We rely on our front seven. But the Baltimore Ravens, if I'm not the smartest man in the world, if I'm not mistaken, they did a really good job. They almost made it to the Super Bowl last year. They had an MVP quarterback, Jackson. They got a pretty good team. And, you know, Dez Bryant could possibly be a Baltimore Raven this season. You know, he worked out with them this past week, and they did pretty good. So, you know, we'll see with that. But if you got a good team like that with a good future, a lot of young talent, young franchise quarterback who's really, really damn near one of the faces of the NFL, if you can't get along with that, what makes us think that we can come and have him act right over here? We don't need that type of cancer in the locker room or on the fields. A know-it-all. That's one thing I can't stand, is somebody that think they know every damn thing. Have you ever tried talking to somebody that think they know everything? You can't even really talk to them. Hey, I know. Yeah, man, I know. You like, damn. Well, dude, ain't no reason for me talking to you or trying to give you productive criticism or advice, positive advice, because you already know. Apparently, you're in this fucked up predicament, you know, as it is. So I'm just trying to give you advice. I know. Okay, man, I'll leave you alone. You know what I mean? Like, relax. We don't need that here. I think it'll be a distraction. Everybody probably all pumped up about, oh, we need a secondary guy like that. We need an all-star. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah. But if it comes with baggage, which we don't have time for, Mike McCarthy is trying to put together a Super Bowl team. We've got the right coaching staff finally in the door, the right teachers, the right parents. And a lot of the guys are having a good camp because of that simple fact right there. And we just don't need a know-it-all. We don't need a distraction. We don't need nobody getting into fights. It's training camp. Fights are going to happen. You know, everybody's tempers flare because they're trying to win a spot, have a job, you know, bring food to the table, whatever. And which is understandable. But you're a veteran, man. You've been in the league since 2010. You should know better. You don't have to fight. Let them young guys do that, man. You should know better. If you still out there fighting, you're a starter, man. You got a position sold up, if that's the case. Why you out here fighting, man? Like, really? I mean, there's no reason. I had a Baltimore Raven in my chat, fan in my chat last night, and he said 1980. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but damn, I forgot his answer here. I'm not a Cowboy fan. Let me hurry up so I can get my ass in the house before I get bit up. He said, I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I'm a Baltimore Raven fan, and Earl Thomas is a cancer. And that's why I think they cut him. I think he was released. Don't hold me to that. But I think I read something that they either already released him or he's on his way out the door. And the Dallas Cowboy writers and all that, beat writers and all that stuff, oh, here we go. They're flooding the internet with you know, all these articles and shit about Earl Thomas possibly coming to Dallas, best fit, same bullshit from last year before, whatever. But guys, that's all I got, man. I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, enjoy the weather. Hey, man, y'all have a good Sunday, man. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do unless you're on a bicycle. Make sure you say prayed up and cowboyed up, because you never know what the day's gonna bring you. Holla back to you, boy. I'm out.
And the only thing else I got to say is,